On February 14th, Valentine's Day, in a city in Florida called Parkland, at Stoneman Douglas High School, a former student named Nicholas Cruz walked into the school with an AR-15 and went on to kill 15 high school students as young as 14 and 2 of the school's teachers trying to protect the students. Soon after leaving the school, Nicholas was caught by authorities. The devastating shooting had an impact on the nation and the world. The shooting was an awakening that caused the whole entire nation to start thinking about how things like this can be stopped. Today, I will be interviewing regular middle school students about their stances on the problem.
I think this kid needed help socially and mentally also, and we just need more people in this world that can help kids like this.
I think he did this because of 2 reasons. Because he was probably had a disease and he was probably mentally ill, and also probably because it's really easy to get a gun.
I believe that the shooter did this because he didn't feel safe and everyone was bullying him at the school.
I think the school shooter who shot Parkland probably got bullied, or he was upset and he wanted revenge.
I think he did this because maybe he was bullied and he wasn't treated fairly, and other students were mean to him and he didn't like that, and he did something that he shouldn't have done.
Because I think that if people that are mentally ill that want to harm people, if it's really hard for them to get a gun, then they won't do it, and it would save a lot of lives because they have no access.
We could not allow younger people to have guns or any kind of weapons, and maybe treat others with respect and the same way you want to be treated.
So the main way to prevent this in the future is gun laws. So it's harder to get a gun you can't get a gun when you're underage, and it's a lot harder even when you're older. But another big factor is to help or prevent bullying in schools, because it can make people angry. And
I think the best way to prevent this from happening is to have stricter gun laws to make it really hard to get a gun.
Well, I think the country needs to work out more of its rules and visual understandings about gun law and how easy it is to get a gun in this nation.
I don't think it would help because it would just make the students probably feel uncomfortable that there's a gun in the room.
I don't think that it would be good for teachers to be armed, because there's a lot of there's not many bad teachers, but there are some bad teachers that might use a gun in a bad way to threaten a student or something.
Absolutely not, because in any way it's not going to prevent anything, and it might even make the situation worse, because the goal in most people's minds is to get rid of guns in schools rather than adding more.
I personally don't think that it would help if teachers are armed, because that's kind of just bringing more guns into the situation, and teachers don't really need to have that responsibility.
No, I don't think it would help because it would change the whole classroom dynamic and it wouldn't really be a safe learning place because of the threat of the gun always being in the classroom.
I think some lessons that we can learn from this tragedy are that not everyone is safe and that we just need to protect each other and look out for each other. And if you see someone in the hallway that's not participating or not like acting right, telling them or maybe just going up and talking to them and see what's wrong, and I think that can really impact things.
What we can learn from this is kids who get bullied might feel like insecure and like want to hurt other people and may want to like do a school shooting. So I think we can learn that there's so many people being bullied that don't say anything, and we need to like prevent that, and we need to like somehow find a way to figure out if they're being bullied even if they don't tell anyone.
Well, I think we need to learn how everyone needs to treat each other more equally and just treat everyone fairly, whether they have a mental illness or not, because eventually whoever did something wrong, whether they treat him badly or not, everyone's gonna be hurting in the end, which is affecting our nation greatly at the moment.
One thing that I'd say to politicians or adults is that this is something that shouldn't be taken lightly and we really need to change.
What we can learn from this tragedy is that it's a real problem facing our society, our country, and also our world that we need to deal with as soon as possible in order to save more lives.
We need to make the right to own a firearm less possible, because right now almost anyone could get a gun somehow from anyone.
I would say that kids and teachers' lives are more important than deals or money with anybody.
I think that we need safe environments for kids to talk about their thoughts of harming other people, and counseling.